Trauma affects people in many different ways. All trauma responses are adaptive. Some responses are short-term and resolve naturally, while others involve long-lasting changes to the nervous system, emotions, and can even affect one's coherent sense of the self. Thus, it's important to understand the differences between the most commonly occurring trauma stress conditions and how yoga can help accelerate your healing journey. Acute stress disorder, or ASD, generally manifests shortly after a traumatic event, such as an accident, assault, or a natural disaster. Symptoms may include feeling on edge or jumpy, having trouble sleeping, experiencing intrusive thoughts or images, and emotional numbness and detachment from the self and/or others. ASD is time-limited and lasts from a few days or up to 1 month. Many people recover naturally as the nervous system settles. Those who do not are often diagnosed with PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, develops when trauma symptoms persist beyond 1 month and begin interfering with a person's daily life functioning. PTSD is generally linked to a singular traumatic event. Common symptoms include flashbacks or nightmares, avoidance of event reminders, negative mood changes, and ongoing hypervigilance or reactivity. PTSD essentially reflects a nervous system that remains stuck in survival or fight or flight mode. How yoga can help with PTSD. Consistent yoga practice supports nervous system regulation, reduces hyperarousal, improves sleep, and helps individuals reconnect with their bodies in a safe, calm, and controlled way. Complex PTSD results from long-term, prolonged, chronic, or repeated interpersonal trauma, which is generally inescapable in nature. CPTSD can, but doesn't always begin in childhood. Examples of trauma exposures applicable to CPTSD include, but are not limited to, chronic physical abuse, including sexual, domestic violence, human trafficking, neglect, captivity, or prolonged combat exposures, and/or forms of coercive control. CPTSD survivors can experience more than one or multiple forms of complex trauma as well. In addition to the traditional PTSD symptoms, individuals with CPTSD can also experience the following: difficulty regulating their emotions, chronic negative self-concept, fragmented sense of identity, severe guilt and/or shame, ongoing relational difficulties, chronic feelings of emptiness, and the feeling of being under constant threats. CPTSD affects a person's sense of identity, secure attachment to others, and their sense of self-worth. This makes CPTSD a more severe and pervasive condition than PTSD. Thus, it can be much harder to endure, manage, and treat with modern, traditional, widely available therapeutic modalities. How yoga can help with CPTSD. Trauma-informed yoga emphasizes choice, predictability, and self-agency. These key elements help in rebuilding trust in the body, subsequently the self, all while fostering better emotional regulation when practiced with consistency over time. Though not to be considered a cure in itself, yoga is highly recommended by many world-renowned trauma experts as being an integral part of a broader, holistic approach to long-term healing and recovery from all kinds of trauma, irrespective to the diagnosis. However, practice should be slow, invitational, intentional, and non-triggering, complementing, not replacing, professional mental health care. Why trauma-informed yoga matters. Trauma is not only stored in memory, it is stored in the body, specifically in the nervous system and brain structures. Trauma-informed yoga works by supporting nervous system regulation, encouraging safe embodiment, restoring a sense of self-control, autonomy, and choice, and reducing stress without forcing unnecessary emotional disclosures. In conclusion, trauma responses exist on a spectrum. Regardless of where someone falls on that spectrum, trauma-informed yoga offers a respectful, body movement and meditative-based pathway toward regaining autonomy, sense of safety, and emotional regulation, while fostering inner peace and healing, especially for those who may be struggling with traditional talk and/or exposure-based treatment modalities. With that, welcome to Together We Heal. My name is Craig Fredrickson. I am not a yoga expert, just an educational consultant. However, I hope you really enjoy and benefit from the content created by our professional and certified yoga instructor, Christina.